Almost 50 years ago, as a young person, I was part of an effort fighting for the right to vote, the right to participate in the democratic process. All across the American South, people of color could not register to vote. In my native state of Alabama, individuals had to count the number of bubbles in a bar of soap, the number of jelly beans in a jar. People stood in unmovable line. There were African American lawyers, physicians, high school teachers, college professors were told they could not read or write well enough. We had to change that. People have been beaten, arrested, and jailed. So after one young man was murdered in Alabama during a nonviolent, peaceful protest, we decided to march from Selma to Montgomery, to dramatize to the nation and to the world that people of color wanted to be able to cast a vote and have some say and control over their own destiny. On that march, 600 of us, children, young adults, men and women, line up to walk 50 miles from Selma to Montgomery. I was much younger, had all of my hair and a few pounds lighter. We started walking. We came to the highest point on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Down below, we saw a sea of blue, Alabama state troopers. We came within hearing distance of the state troopers. A man identified himself and said, "I'm Major John Cloud of the Alabama State Troopers. This is an unlawful march. It would not be allowed to continue. I give you 3 minutes to disperse and return to your homes or to your church." A young man walking beside me from Dr. King's organization said, "Major, give us a moment to kneel and pray." And the major said, "Troopers, advance." And you saw these men putting on their gas masks. They came toward us, beating us with nightsticks and bull whips, trampling us with horses, and releasing the tear gas. I was hit, beaten, knocked down, left bloody, unconscious. I thought I saw death. I thought I was going to die. But because of what happened in Selma, there was a sense of righteous indignation. Young people and people not so young came to Selma, and 3 weeks later we marched all the way from Selma to Montgomery with the protection of the federal government. And President Johnson made one of the most meaningful speeches any American president had made in modern time when he introduced the Voting Rights Act of 1965. 3 months later, the Voting Rights Act was passed and signed into law. So today, Selma is different, America is different. If it hadn't been for the Voting Rights Act, I wouldn't be a member of Congress. And so many other people wouldn't be elected in many positions all around our country. President Obama wouldn't be in the White House. But there's an attempt to take us back to another point, to another place. We made too much progress, and we're not going back. I said to you as young people, you too can do something. You too can find a way to get in the way, get in good trouble, necessary trouble. I was arrested and jailed 40 times during the 60s. But I never gave up. I never became bitter or hostile. And as we think about Selma, 50 years later, we cannot give up. We cannot get lost in a sea of despair. We must be hopeful and optimistic and say, yes, we too can do something. We too can make a contribution. You have a moral obligation. to stand up, speak out, and make our country, our world, a better place. We can do it. Thank you very much.